Hey everybody, this is Ken again. Hey, I posted some pictures or videos last fall of me testing out the 1542, the tracker topper model that they have, and with the 9.9 on it. And I had just gotten it set up from using it from the IDE boat loader, and actually have a video out for that too. But I said I would follow up with a little bit of how I built the deck and some of the other things that I've done to it since then. And right now, what you can see, actually, the first thing you can tell I've added is this butt seat here. I've just put that in there. Just got the base and then the seat to put in there. And actually, that's been pretty nice. I haven't had any issues with that at all. I took it out today, caught a few bass on it on one of the local lakes. And that worked pretty good. And actually, another thing you can notice is I do have a trailer for it now. And the reason I have a trailer is we have decided that we're going to be in one place during the summertime. And so I don't really feel like I need to load it and unload it on top of that boat loader thing anymore, or for the summer. When we go south with the motorhome, then we can do that. So what we're going to do is use that and then use this trailer in the summertime. So, and then what does that say? All right, and then let's see here. So you can see I got a battery in there. At the back, the 9.9, had that out running today. Took a little bit because it hadn't been run for about 9-10 months, and so it took a little bit to get the gas going there, but it ran fine. Let me just show you a little bit about the front deck. Now, one thing I noticed that I wasn't too crazy about was this, sorry about that, this warping here. And I guess I was told that the reason that this warps is because of this side's got carpet, but the other side doesn't have anything. It just has plywood. And so if I were to seal that, actually make it flat first, but then to seal it, then it would make it so it would stay and not warp. Because I guess all the water, and there's not much water in there, but I guess all the water comes right down to the bottom part and then it warps. And actually I would have thought it would have not, because it's got this, these 1542s have this center deck or a live well system in them, so I would have thought it actually would have warped the other way, but it didn't. So I gotta fix that. I have to wait till it dries and get it all so it's flat. As you can see how warped it is on that side. So as soon as I can do that, then I'll paint it, and hopefully that should cure that problem. And then I need to get a prop for it too, because otherwise I'll be holding it up all the time. It's kind of a pain when you're out in the lake doing that. But here you can see the storage system that I have, and there's storage way up underneath there. And the way I put this together, because this is, I believe, 55 inches across here, and so I didn't have, the plywood is only 48 inches across, so it's 4x8 sheet. So I actually had to get two pieces of plywood, and then they make these short little pieces of plywood. You can't see my other hand, but they're short pieces of plywood that you can buy at the hardware or the lumber store, and you don't need much of it. But I had these pieces where you can see where they're, so that, and then it gets really narrow down toward the end here. So it's just one big long triangle, same with the other side. And I had to put that on so it would fill in the gap on the sides of the deck. So when I put it down, then it's, you can see where it is here. It goes along, then it just comes to a point right here, and I had to carpet all that too. So, well, what I did to put the frame in was I used Green Treat 2x4s, and then I actually used these for decking, because they're made to be outside, so you can use these. And then the screws put in there, I used some stainless and some zinc. But you can see, they just hold the 2x4s across there. Same with here, just for the decking, and I just did the same thing there. And then on the, you can see that goes all the way to the front. I don't know how well you can see up there. And then on the sides, I use these pieces of aluminum And these are just angled aluminum, and then I just screwed them into the sides and then put silicone on them so that they wouldn't leak, and they didn't leak, so that's good. But yeah, and I just run those up the sides, each side here, each side all the way up, and then this deck just kind of sits on top of that, but it's all one big stringer underneath here, so I don't need any props or anything like that under here. It holds it pretty good. It actually holds it really well. And then I ran my 12 volt all the way up here. I gotta do something better with that so it doesn't rub on there. I'll figure something out, maybe run it through the side over there or something all the way up. But this way then it's, I can just put it back inside there when I'm not using it. And then, I put the latches in and stuff. And that keeps it down pretty good. So, it is warped, but it still stays pretty good. I've actually put batteries on both sides of this to flatten it out, and it really hasn't done any good. It hasn't stayed. And then for the depth finders, I have these, what they're called the Johnny Ray swivel base. So they just swivel on there. But then they also have this thing that you can push to pop it out. You just pull that over and that whole thing pops out. And then I've got this then hooked up to the electrical cord, that long one that runs underneath there. And the same with the other one for the other side for the trolling motor. This is the one coming off the trolling motor foot pedal. And then this is kind of all tied in here. So this is all one unit. When I pull that off, that's all one unit that I take with me then. So the same with the trolling motor. I take all that whole thing with me, and I can put that in the back of the truck. So to put the trolling motor on, show you how I did this. I have a wing nut screw in the front here, and then I have two of them here, and I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, there's the wing nuts on the bottom. So what I'm able to do then is I'm able to just be able to take those off. They're not a quick disconnect, but I'm able to take them off the boat, so I can take the whole thing with me when I go and put it in the back of the truck. And what I did for mounting this onto the deck was I drilled a hole in the front here, and then this is actually two. If you were to take so if you build a deck and you've got a 4x4 or a 6x6, actually I think this is a 6x6 post, these are the anchors that go into the concrete. You pour footing down first, you put an anchor in the middle of it. This is upside down. There's two of these. They're back to back, or flipped over to each other. And then this anchors the post, or the anchor with a screw onto that concrete. And so that's what that does. So I've got two of them here, and they're basically back to back, and I put them together. There's screws right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I screwed those together. So this is all one piece, and then I bolted it. Actually had to drill some holes here so I could get a bit down there to screw those in, because it's easier to get that way than to sit there with a wrench. So I got that and just bolted that whole thing down, and actually it stays pretty good. And then what I'm able to do is to just put this on here and just mount it through the holes. It's hard to do with one hand, but then just put that on here, and then whoops, it's got the wing nut on there. But I'm able to just mount that on there and just bolt that through there, wing nut it on the other side, and then the same with these, wing nut it on the other side. And that actually stays pretty good. Actually, I'm impressed that it stays real well. I know some people have made brackets that weld to the front here, and this is only a 46-pound thrust trolling motor, so there's not much there for torque. But it actually works pretty good, just holding that on there. And with the way the butt seated and stuff is, it actually sits pretty good. It's a light boat. I like it because it's light. We had 2 people today with the battery, and we had 2 big tackle boxes and probably 20 rods in here, and a full tank of gas, and you know, both of us were both probably about 180 pounds, and we, you know, we were doing about 14.5 miles an hour with that 9.9, so that's pretty good. That's actually pretty fast, because just by myself I think it was doing about 17, so not bad. What else? Oh, the other thing I want to put on here, I don't have guide-ons on the back here, and it actually went up on the trailer pretty well today. We actually got it up on the trailer pretty good, but there wasn't any wind or any current or anything blowing sideways, so that would have been the other issue if we'd have tried to you know, drive it up with that. But I want to put some guide-ons on the side so that you're able to, you know, kind of block it in on both sides, because I do a lot of river fishing, and so it would be nice to have those guide-ons on there when you come in off that current, and the current has a tendency to blow that back into the boat around, or front end, or whatever it is, so you're able to get it on there a little better. So anyway, yeah, so there isn't, you know, I didn't do anything to the back other than put the, you know, the Helix 12 on there. That's about the only modification, and then I made it so that the transducer in the back, you know, I just bolt that on there. You can just take that off if I want, and then that whole thing just comes off. I had it permanently on there to begin with, but then when I use that eyed boat loader, then it was going to tear it off of there. So yeah, so it actually worked pretty good. I get a pretty good signal through there, and for the side scan and stuff, it works pretty good. And then the front, I have the Helix 10, and yeah, and they both work real well off the trolling motor and off the back of the boat, so the transom. But it's a nice light boat, and it goes real well, and there's no leaks, and you know, it's brand new, so you know, I've only had it out a couple times, so it should be working well. But yeah, and I guess if you guys have any questions or comments, you know, anything, just let me know, and I'm going to try and get back out and try to do some fishing here in it, and then maybe post some videos on that too. So those will be the next ones coming up. All right, you guys take care. Talk to you later.